second. Hopefully this thing goes. All right, yes, we are live. Hello there. Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Ryan of Neuroculture. Welcome to a very special presentation we have for you tonight. Tonight, we are celebrating what is arguably the greatest video game movie ever made in the history of mankind. And yes, I'm talking about that one. It's called Mortal Kombat. We're going to celebrate its 25th anniversary, but I am not going to be doing this alone. No. We are going to defend the Earth Realm. We're going to go up against Shang Tsung and his army, but I'm not doing this by myself. I have my fellow co-host with me. She is our... Which way am I going? Here we are. She's our friend of the Great White North. She is known as Willow. Willow, how are you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. How are you? I'm talking to my wall, apparently.
Yeah, which direction are you facing? I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you for being with us, Willow. We're happy that you're here. Thank you. And we are also joined by two very, very, very special guests, and they are Mick Strawn and Master Pesina, who have had very much involvement with the Mortal Kombat universe in one way or the other. So, to let everyone know up top, if you have any thoughts or questions as we go throughout this broadcast tonight, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you're liking and sharing this with your friends, your family. Get your Blu-ray or your streaming service queued up because we are going to start watching the movie around 7:35, maybe 7:40 Eastern time, just to put that out there for those of you who may be on different time zones. So before we start the movie, I want us to have a chance to get to know our guests a little bit. So we're going to start off with Mr. Mick Strawn. He is known for his work on several different films, whether it's Runaway Train, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Blade, Candyman, maybe something called Boogie Nights has also been thrown into the mix for good measure, and of course, Mortal Kombat, among many others. He has been a production designer. He's worked in the art department, special effects, producing, you name it, he's pretty much done it. So Mick, my first question to you is this. What was it that inspired you to get into working within the film industry, whether that be in front or behind the camera for you, sir?
The lure was a paycheck.
Okay.
See? Didn't that work? Just laid it right out there and done. Good. Yeah.
No, that's all good. Straight and to the point. Hey, there's nothing wrong with getting a paycheck. Let's be honest here.
I'm just saying, and the fact that I always thought that I knew what stuff looked like, and an amazing sense that no matter what I said, I would make it right, even if it was totally wrong. I would make it right. That's what you need in this town.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So aside from the wonderful paycheck that you got working on these wonderful projects, what would you say are some of the favorite projects that you've worked on in the past, aside from Mortal Kombat, of course?
Nightmare on Elm Street 4, 4 and 3. You know, I love the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I love working down in New Zealand on Hercules, and you know, working on a series of New Line Cinema films. Working with Jack Shoulder on The Hidden was amazing. Another friend of mine did Leatherface, Jeff Burr, and we did Leatherface together, and then we went on to hit our thumbs with the hammers again in The Night of the Scarecrow.
Wow.
And there's just been, I kind of really, I built the town for Critters 2. I kind of was the guy that you went to when you had just a really big project with no money and no time. And I don't know why I was always, well, and you know, here's the problem. Here's the problem. When you present me with those things, the first thing that I say is not no. You know, that's a problem. The first thing that I say is, well, you know, if you did this and this and maybe you would. And the thing is before you know it, I'm actually working on it. Which has always been kind of a problem with me. You know, it's like I think that my life has been spent more in the interest of solving the problem than anything else.
The fixer. You're the fixer.
There's just no bad. Yeah, absolutely the fixer. You know,
you're the fixer. Yeah.
I mean, go. You know, taking two and go. Yeah, well, you know what? It's funny when I worked in special effects, and I worked on special effects really often. But when somebody hired me to come in, specifically just me, not to run a crew or anything like that, but just me, they specifically hired me as something called a mouser.
Mm-hmm.
And a mouser is somebody that takes like 10 different items and puts them together to make something new, right?
Huh.
Which in special effects is a particularly weird problem, you know. I'm like the guy went, well, we need him to vault up over this building, but then we've got this antenna, and we need to take the antenna right out at the last moment, but we don't want the antenna to break clean. It's got to break really, and we need sparks and stuff that. And then they go, well, who should you get for that? Yeah, that guy. So that's always been that's been my. I always like showed up when it got really complicated and weird.
Yeah, no, that's I completely understand.
That's not bad.
I will give you a super abbreviated version of how I got on this film, because it's for that very reason. I got a phone call from a friend of mine, Bob Eagleman. He was the producer on it, and he goes, "Look, I want you to meet me in a screening room up in Burbank." And so we meet there, and he shows me this film, and he turns to me and he goes, "Well, what's wrong with this film? Why is it just laying there dead?" I said, "Well, one of your main reasons is that you forgot that it was a movie, and you actually shot the damn thing like it was a game." And of course, that movie turned out to be Mortal Kombat. And I said, what you need to do is you need to bring the set into. You don't really actually want them just standing in the middle and then fighting. You know, that's the way the game is, but that really doesn't work. That's the way a game works.
Yeah.
The way that a movie works is you pull the camera out and you take the fight all over the place, right? So then we went back in and he says, well, can you solve it? And I go, I think I can. And what we did is a lot of inserts and sub pieces to break all of these fights and everything that was going on, to break it into elements that used the scenery and used other special effects to make it more complex. And we added 2 scenes. One scene, there was a spinning razor blade, a big, huge spinning blade in the middle of the right. That was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about that, that was a pretty easy, big prop to think that was like kind of different compared to what they were actually doing. But then they had this other really awful fight that was just in the middle of a grove of trees. And so what I said is, you know what? Maybe we'll make a whole other set and we'll do this. And I sat down with Robin and we built a huge metal scaffolding in the middle of an airport hangar, actually a blimp hangar that we had blacked out. And I built the set around it. And that was Scorpion's Lair.
Mm.
And that sequence was basically directed by me and Robin. And the entire concept of it was me. And they said, well, how do we need to get into it? And I said, well, you know what? There's this point where he jumps, and I'll bet you can make yourself an optical asshole that just open up, and he can go right into it, and you'd be out of that set and into that one. And that's what we did.
Man, love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, once we get into the movie and the audience is following the film along with us, and they see those sequences, that's going to stick out in our minds. So thank you for thank you for sharing that with us. We do appreciate that. You're actually getting a lot of love in the comments here. I got what was it? Caleb has a little love for Critters 2. He says Critters 2 is a classic for Caleb. He loves that, and our good friend Brian wants you to know that he says hi. Brian from
Hey,
Reels
Brian,
and Heels.
what's up?
Brian is here with us. Caleb's here. Oh man, we got everybody. Jeez, lovely. Thank you all for those of you who are already joining us in the comments. Thank you for doing so. Make sure you're liking, sharing this video out. We're gonna get your movie queued up on your streaming service or your Blu-ray player, and we're gonna start in just a few minutes. But we got to go over to the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Master Pesina. That's what I'm gonna go with. Master Pesina has an incredible ring to it, so I'm just gonna go with that. Master Pesina, you're a martial arts expert. You're also a former freelance employee of Midway. You started your work. Is this true that you were an extra in a film known as one of Shredder's Foot Soldiers in the 1991 film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. Am I reading that right?
I actually did stunts. I did stunt work in that movie. So I did
Oh,
some.
okay.
So there are some scenes where I did some acting, and then mainly I did. I got beat up by the turtles.
Oh my goodness gracious! My '90s loving heart is just. Grew up on the films. I can't help it.
Yeah.
But in doing so, during the creation of the original game, Mortal Kombat of '92, you took on the characters of Johnny Cage. You were also Sub-Zero. You were Scorpion. You were even, I believe, the secret character at that time was Reptile. And you also served as a martial arts coordinator for the game itself. And then in Mortal Kombat 2, you reprised those roles as well as playing Smoke and Noob Saibot. I hope I'm pronouncing that character's name right. If I'm butchering it, I apologize. So my question to you is, what was it that inspired you to start studying the martial arts?
You know, a TV show back in a black and white TV show. I think we covered this before, but sure, very briefly. There was a TV show, Charlie Chan, a detective series, and on TV. And one time I saw him do judo, and I just had to learn martial arts.
I told you, you said that. I bought the copy of it and I went through all of them. It's like 60 freaking films.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
And they're great. They really
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Early
my
detective series.
Oh, that is great. So that's kind of what got you into that sort of thing. So how did you end up working, doing the stunts and stuff on sets for certain movies, and also how did you end up working with the video game industry when it came to Mortal Kombat and stuff like that?
Well, when I was done with the Turtle movie, a friend of mine and a friend of my brother's, John Tobias, called me up and he asked if I could help him create a game and pitch a game to a company work for called Midway Games. So we got together and we filmed some martial arts scenes, fight scenes, and just regular katas or forms, kun in Chinese. But we presented them and a few ideas to people at Midway. And originally they said no. Originally they said they'd pass. So,
Wow.
but eventually, because the game was so inexpensive, they came back to us and said, "Okay, we'll give you guys a shot at making your game."
That's awesome.
Wow.
So it's the opposite of Mick, not for the money. I wish I would have met you earlier because I would have did it for the money.
God,
I take that.
God bless my mercenary heart.
Yes.
Jeez. Oh boy.
Now,
But,
a lot of
yeah.
my time in my childhood was spent in the arcades and playing video games, and Mortal Kombat to this day will always be the machine that I seek out. If nobody else is playing it, then I just keep dropping the quarters in. But you know,
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big quarter monster.
Oh man, yeah. Friendships were either made or they were torn apart by the tournaments that you competed in by playing Mortal Kombat, whether it's the arcade version of the game or it was on your console, whether it was Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, or I know it came out eventually for a host of other formats. But yes, that was, my goodness gracious. I remember playing it on my Genesis. I can hear the theme song in my mind. I always chose, I think it was Scorpion at the time was my favorite, because as soon as you get the whole get over here thing coming at you, and then I just give my opponent a nice little uppercut, that made me feel pretty good. That means half their life would be ripped apart from it. And I'll be like,
girls,
yeah,
of course, but Sonya, of course, and Katana, Milena, of course. But yeah, no, I even dressed up as Katana for a photo shoot a couple of years ago. So
did you now?
Yeah, I'll see if I can track that picture down.
You should. That is really quite awesome.
No, I didn't do like I didn't do like the sexy version of her. Yoga pants and I kept it safe.
Different kind of outfit there, folks. Throwing that out there. I haven't had the pleasure of cosplaying as any of the Mortal Kombat characters at my conventions thus far, but once Earth reopens and we get things back on track at some point or another, I may consider dressing up as one of the Mortal Kombat characters, maybe. Because I do kind of like those
Which
outfits.
one?
Either Sub-Zero or Scorpion. I like those outfits that they wore in the game, and I like what they eventually adapted it into the film. So, I don't know,
And,
there's just something kind of
and let's face
cool
it,
wearing that outfit.
they're safe.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have a built-in mask, you know.
I was thinking that today. I was
Yeah.
actually thinking about that today.
So why would a con not work now? Because everybody could wear a mask easily. They go, you know what? It would be less of an issue of wearing a mask and more of a which one.
Right. I have here's a free plug. Recently, what is it called? Cincy Shirts sent me 2 masks that are actually Scorpion and Sub-Zero masks that you can wear. That
As
are
COVID
for the
masks.
virus, as COVID masks. So they're pretty cool. I have yet to wear them in public, though I took pictures with them just because I kind of, I already get weird looks walking around with a sword going to work. So with a sword and one of those masks, people would really be running around, calling the cops on me.
Yeah.
That is something else. But yeah, no, you're right. The outfits are great, especially with the situation that we're currently in. So maybe I should start looking up, getting myself an outfit for that. I shall have to see about that. But anywho, with that being said, it is actually the bottom of the hour. It is 7:30 Eastern Time. I think now would be a good time to start the movie. Wouldn't you think, ladies and gentlemen? For those of you watching at home, so feel free to queue up your streaming service, queue up your DVD player or Blu-ray. We're gonna start the movie at if I have it on my screen here, it's about 0.003 seconds. So 0.3 seconds. If you're watching at home, feel free to queue it up. That's where we're going to start. I'll give everyone a countdown from when to hit play. We'll go from there, and as we go throughout the course of the night, if Mick and Master Pesina have any stories they want to share about working on the film or doing things behind the scenes for the film or anything like that, feel free to share it along with us. And if you have anything you want to share about your favorite memories of the film or your favorite scenes of the movie, drop them in the comments section. We'll bring up those comments on our screen here, and we'll go from there. So with that being said, it is time to test your might, because we are about to fight for the Earth Realm against Shang Tsung and his forces of darkness, like the trailer loves to tell us, because I've watched this trailer how many times now? Probably 50,005. But anyway, it's time. So in 3, 2, and 1, hit play on your DVD player or your streaming service. Here we go. It is time for those immortal words. Mortal Kombat!
Fight.
Exactly. Can't forget those magic words. Round 1. Fight. I gotta say, though, I love the theme song by Techno Syndrome in this movie. I think it's pitch perfect.
Agreed.
Yep, there we go. So opening credits are starting. You get a little bit of the fire and the dragon and the logos coming up. Oh, it's lovely.
So you're not going to, we don't stream it here, right? I got to find it.
If you have the ability to stream it on a TV set or a separate screen on your computer, feel free to do so. That goes for both of our esteemed guests.
I might have to take a minute here.
It's okay. It's all right. We can let you know where we are in the film if you need a minute to queue it up and put it together and stuff. I apologize for that. I probably should have mentioned that in the pregame show with our guests. My apologies.
I
Master
dropped the
Pesina.
ball. I'm so sorry.
Did you guys find it on YouTube?
Yes, I did.
She was able to find it on YouTube. I'm actually streaming it or not streaming it. I'm actually watching it on my Blu-ray player because I have this. So I have this. So I'm watching it on my TV set through my Blu-ray player. That is how I'm watching the film. So. Let me see here. Caleb with the immortal words, test your might in the comments. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate that. Yeah, great villain, Shang Tsung. Oh, Terry says it's on Amazon Prime. Oh, and it's on Netflix, according to Caleb. Oh, good. Well, that's good to know that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for pointing that out for those of you at home who may be having trouble finding
Amazon Prime. I will go take. Hold on a second. I'm going to get my laptop.
Mm-hmm. Sure, no problem. It's okay. Oh, Willow, you had one job.
I swear. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's not like the 20,000 people are going to remember this. So it's no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're just going to have fun with it, ladies and gentlemen. The best you can do is just laugh at it and move on.
Some production assistant I make.
It's all right. You know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, you get up and try again. Man, Bridget Wilson, my goodness. Very intense in this movie. Yep. Caleb agrees. Yep. Shang Tsung. Yep. His face is great when he's yeah. Caleb's on fire with the lines from the movie he likes to quote. Your soul is mine. Yep. There's that one. So let's see. We are. This is why I wish I had my glasses with me. 3 minutes and 40. Is it 3 minutes? Man, that's quick. Yeah, 3 minutes and 42 seconds is where we are in the film right now, where Kano's having a conversation in the dark with Shang Tsung. For those of you who are wondering where we are watching at home. So, almost at the 4 minute mark. Yeah. I wouldn't say Kano's the comic relief, but he does have some good banter here. He's got some good one-liners. Somewhat of a similar scene that's like at a heavy metal music concert or whatever was in the movie Ace Ventura. You know, he goes to that club to meet up with his buddy who's trying to help him find the dolphin. So there's another weird 90s reference for you kids out there.
You people.
I'm so sorry.
I know. Willow had one objective, and unfortunately, she may have made a mistake.
One job.
I know. I kept telling her that, Mick. I kept telling her, I'm like, you had one job, Willow. You're killing me. So we are at the 5 minute mark.
I failed you.
Yeah, we're at the 5 minute mark in the movie. We're being introduced to a action star by the name of Johnny Cage. And, yep, the subtitle that says Los Angeles, which is where this scene is located in.
Oh, Los Angeles, you say?
Yes, we're at the scene where Johnny Cage is like, let's dance. We're at that scene. Let's see. What am I seeing here on the comments? Oh, yeah, Terry, you're actually, that's very true. Bridget Wilson, she was originally overlooked for Cameron Diaz, injured her wrist while training, and after 6 attempts, she got the call to get down to the movie set for Bridget Wilson.
The movie wouldn't have been the same if Cameron Diaz had.
As much as I liked her in The Mask, it's like, I don't know if I can see her playing Sonya Blade.
Not with the way she butchered.
Terry with the fun facts. Bridget trained on set while the rest of the cast had already been training for several months while they were shooting the film. Oh, well done, Terry. Whoa. There's the words we all know and love. Let's see. About 6 minutes and 30 seconds into the film. That director kind of reminds me of Spielberg. On the Johnny Cage film site, he kind of has that Spielberg look. He got the salt and pepper hair going on, and the beard. Lyndon Ashby. He was so good as Johnny Cage in this.
Cat. Ugh. I have a cat watching the film with me.
Oh. I see. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Not my cats.
Cats.
Aww.
Oh, there's the cat. I was like, wait a minute. Is there a cat in that frame? Yes, there is. Hello, kitty cat. What's your cat's name?
Just completely froze. You mean the cat that I've had for ages and ages, and I've just completely frozen on his name? Yeah, that's the cat.
That one.
Fluffy.
Yeah, that
Fluffy.
one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's the cat. Yep. I
He
see
looks
it
like
now.
a cute little flurkin.
Flurkin.
I have one too.
Yeah, Willow has a thing for cats. She can't just
Oh.
have one.
I'm the
She has
crazy cat
total.
lady.
This is
She-
Jimmy James. Jimmy
Jimmy
James.
James.
Yeah, Jimmy James was a character in a show called News Radio.
Oh yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There you go.
There's
your
Ruddy.
cat.
Yeah, there you
Willow.
go.
There's the cat. See, there's the cat. There's the other cat. There it is. Yeah. Fun fact about our friend of the Great White North, Willow. She has not just one. She has almost 2 handfuls of cats living in her home, and that would be the magic number of 7 cats.
No.
It's true.
We adopted. Well, okay. I started off with 2 males. We adopted a female cat. She showed up at my in-laws, and so we took her in. A couple of weeks later, we found out she was pregnant.
Surprise.
Yeah. As we were weaning them, Joe's like, "No, we're not gonna get rid of them." I'm like,
No. That ain't right.
couple days prior to that, I had said, "I'm glad I'm married because my husband keeps me grounded, and I will not become the crazy cat lady."
Terry is asking us, are we going to get a cat pass around going on here? That's what Terry's asking in the chat. Oh, Terry.
No.
What do you want? What do you want?
He's after
Cat's
food,
asking
I'm
questions.
I love this footage. This footage is amazing.
Yeah, the Temple of Light scenes in China. Yeah.
You would have to think that this would be on location. It'd be so hard to do in California.
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, part of this film was shot in Thailand, was it not?
Yeah, it was.
Lucky them.
I bet after this movie came out, tourism got up, what, like 600%? No, I'm kidding. I don't know numbers. I haven't looked at travel logs. Robin Shao is our Liu Kang here. Jeez. Goes from being the only one in Highlander to becoming Lord Raiden.
There
It's
could
great.
be only one. There can only be one.
And the thing about it is Christopher Lambert has I think he has a good voice for the character as Raiden. It's a good voice. It works. I mean, at least I think it works in this film.
Now, Master Pesina, your brother was the one who was portraying Raiden, right?
Yeah, my brother. All the original actors created those characters and special things behind them. So they had a big hand in because the guy who really created the whole thing, Tobias, really didn't have like a storyline or anything like that. We were kind of just goofing around the whole time making up stuff. So he would just okay, do something cool, or okay, you're a thunder god, how would you do something? So we would have these elaborate skits where we would just go into character, and he'd be like, okay, do that. I'm going to film that. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Oh, not that one. Sorry. Brian has a question for you, Master Pesina. He'd like to hear about how you feel about the fighting in this movie. Do you have a favorite move or a certain move that was used in this film?
Actually, I would prefer my Mortal Kombat Dark with blood. I wasn't too thrilled with the fight scenes in it. I thought it should have been a little darker. Yeah, I think I mentioned to him before that I think they should have been a little bit darker and a little meaner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah,
At
I mean
least
this
for me.
film. Yeah, the film's rated PG-13 because they want to reach a certain audience, but I do understand people's feelings where this film could have gone a little bit deeper with the characters. It could have gone deeper with the fighting and deeper with the fatalities and the flawless victories that are very graphic in the video game, as we all remember as kids playing in the arcade. So yeah, I agree with you. Certain elements of this film could have been a lot better. I do agree with you on that.
Yeah, but they're rebooting it, so there's always a chance for a different version. Another creation.
Yep, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, James Wan is helping to produce the new reboot of Mortal Kombat. If I remember correctly. I might be wrong on that, but if someone wants to let me know in the comments, feel free. Because I don't know all the exact developments that have happened with the film thus far, because I know they were starting to put it together, and then, a little thing called COVID happened. So it's kind of put things on hold.
Yeah. Oh, the new movie is rated R.
Ah,
there you go. There you go.
Darker. They're going to go darker.
They got to go dark. The kids will always sneak into the movie, so it's okay.
Damn kids! Oh, sorry.
No. It's all right. You're allowed one damn on this show, Mick. It's okay. You're fine. It's all good. No worries. Yep. It's gonna be. Yep. Yep. He's right. It's gonna be hard R. Interesting.
The music is so good.
Yeah, one of the best things about this movie, I think, overall, is the soundtrack.
Yeah,
so much so that I went to one of my mom and pop stores and bought the CD when it was like on sale at some point or another. I'm like, I don't care. I need to have the CD because I love Techno Syndrome. I love the theme song. I can't help myself.
Yeah, and the scenes are really good. All the sets are really cool.
Yeah, we'll see it a little bit later on in the film. When they're sitting at the table and discussing what their plans are going to be for each, of the three combatants. But when Kano says, Shang Tsung guy's so great, how come he's got such a crummy-looking boat? He says that, and I'm like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. He's got such a crummy-looking boat. Anyway, God gives me the crepes.
It's a great-looking boat.
Yeah.
Except
the fog effect is nice.
Unless you wanted to go somewhere in a boat, and then you'd have to go.
Yeah, clearly we know that this boat is much bigger than the one they used to go up against a shark named Bruce in 1975's Jaws. So, if you're going to need a bigger boat, you might as well use Shang Tsung's crummy-looking boat.
But he made special, didn't he? Like in Star Wars, he made special, like the Millennium Falcon. I did special things to it, kid.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You make the Kessel run in 5 parsecs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So Shang Tsung's boat is like the Millennium Falcon. It doesn't look like much, but it's got it where it needs it.
We've got the latest in rope.
Yeah, because there's a lot of it on this boat. There's a lot of rope. I'm noticing that as I'm going through it. I'm like, geez, there's an awful lot of rope.
Good rope. Woo.
There's some. Yep. There's rope over here. I see rope over.
Yes, I see rope over there.
There. I see it in the corner. Yeah, there it is. Oh, Sonya turns around. Who's coming in?
Oh, look. Is that rope imported?
I don't know. Is it? I see it.
You would know. You're the one importing everything.
That's it. Exactly.
There's a lot of rope and chains in this scene.
You know what? Whenever you're doing an action or a horror film, and this is as true as it could get, is you got to throw in a few chains hanging in a black with fog, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's because how many times in reality have you met a chain and a fog and a light? Because you know that if you do, you're in deep shit. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Those are signs. Those are signs.
That's a sign.
Yeah, you see that?
You've slipped into a B movie.
So true.
Hey, as long as they're paying, we'll
I'm
slip
just
it
saying,
anywhere.
it's like, yeah.
There's a
But
little
they're
bit
going
of
to pay
cheddar
me for
at
it.
the end of it.
So that's okay.
Just give me the coin and I'll be good.
Yeah.
But just to, if you don't mind me asking, Master Pesina, working with those mutated ninja people known as Ninja Turtles. What was it like working with those guys? Was that a lot of fun? Was it fun working with the Turtles?
Oh, we had
the
a
crew
blast
on those sets.
Yeah, we had a blast, and naturally, I tell a story. I almost got my teeth kicked out.
Really?
Well, they were loose. They were loose. What happened is I was doing a fight set with Donatello.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to turn sideways because the eyes are only like really, really small, and they're like 6 inches away from your eyeball. So you can only see what's in front of you. Mm-hmm. So when you ever watch the Turtle movies, you'll see all the foot soldiers moving around. We're always moving because we can't start from a dead stop. We have to see the kick going and then jump in front of the kick or strike. So it's really kind of, you need to know a decent amount of martial arts to do that. You can't just pick like somebody to do in the old days.
Or you have to be a walking video game.
There you go.
Either one or the other.
Yeah. So, one time, just overstepped it, and he kicked me in the face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when I watched the movie, I could point out the part where it happened. It's in there. It's actually in the movie.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see.
Yeah.
I know. Let me see the.
It's during the Vanilla Ice scene.
Oh my gosh, ninja rap scene, the ninja rap. Oh my goodness, I remember that like it were yesteryear. That was actually one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters as a young Padawan. I was about 4 years old at the time, seeing Ninja Turtles 2 in the theater, and I was like, it was great. I had a great time with my family who took me to see it. I was like, man, I love these turtles. So the original 2 movies do have a special place in this '90s kid's heart. So. That's really cool that you were part of the development, the putting together the video game, playing those characters for the video game in Mortal Kombat and the Turtles. Those are nice feathers to have in anyone's cap.
Not as glamorous as the Hidden.
Well,
That's a cult classic. I've seen that movie.
The Hidden
it's
a great film.
Yeah, I've seen that. I went to the movie theater at least 10 times and paid to see that movie.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so office. They said they did such a bad job of advertising it, though. It was
really cool.
It was advertised as like a cop, adventure series, which is that really had nothing to do with it. I mean,
I think it was like I think because of that, it was so. That's why it was so cool, because you really didn't know what to expect, and then when you went to see it, it was just like so. You were just
the way that it hits you right in the middle. You're right in the middle of a chase scene. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Chris Mulkey pounding the steering wheel. Oh.
Yeah.
This is fucking great set. That's a great show.
Yeah, it was.
And by the way,
it is.
You're talking about the Teenage Ninja Turtles. I had a great little story about that. I walked into the office. I was working at New Line Cinema before I did Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And I happened to walk in the office, and I had sat and I was talking to Sarah Risser before a meeting, right? And we're friends from way back. And we're just sitting there. And she goes, I got this movie, and I swear nobody is looking at it because of the title. I don't know what the hell to do. I go, really? I said, what? It's a great movie. It really is. And I think I can pick it up for like $3 million. And I go, well, what's the title? And she goes, it's Mutant Ninja Teenage Turtles. And I was like, oh, good luck with that. She finally talked Bob into it, though. So there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We have a couple of questions in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I found him. We're having too much fun with these stories. But let's see. There was one. Here it is. Caleb is asking, whose idea was it to have those snake chains coming out of the character Scorpion's hands?
Well,
not mine.
Originally from the game, they came
from
out.
The game, yeah.
Yeah, the rope dart came out of Scorpion's hand. We had it like coming out of his hand, kind of faked it, and that's just where. And then I guess they added a chain onto it, for the effect. But the original weapon uses rope, because chain would peel your skin if you used it in the same manner. That would kind of be painful and kind of suck.
Yeah.
kind of
Let me see another question here. This is from Brian. He says, "What was it like working with the one and only Ernie Reyes Jr.?"
Awesome. Really good guy. Everybody on the set. You're on the set, and it's just like a big family. Whenever, as Mick can tell you, whenever you're on a set of working, everybody just is a big family, and we just, you're on the set with them for like 16 hours in a day, so you become pretty quick.
And when you hit somebody, you can hit them pretty hard because they're your family.
Well, yeah, if I ever got,
well, yeah, but you know how the rule goes. Family don't pull punches.
No, we don't. If I ever got revenge on my two older brothers for messing with me, that was always fun. But I actually had the pleasure of meeting Ernie Reyes Jr. at a convention a few years ago. I had him sign a print from Ninja Turtles 2. Obviously, I know him best as Kino. I know we did a lot of behind the scenes work in the suits and all that good stuff, but seeing him as Kino, I was like, that's cool. So I had him sign a print to that, and I talked with him for about 5 or 10 minutes. Great guy, wonderful person. Always happy to be around and talk with and share stories about what he's done in the past and things like that. So, yeah, Ernie Reyes Jr., we love you, man. Great guy, wonderful person. Yeah, Ernie Reyes Jr., gotta love him. But yeah, oh man. So yeah, the movie Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze, that's going to be turning a very young and healthy 30 years young next year. So when we celebrate the 30th anniversary of Ninja Turtles 2, we're going to have you back on here if you want, Master Pesina, and you can share your stories about working with the cast and crew of that movie, because I think there's a lot of fans out there who love that movie almost as much as I do and would love to celebrate the anniversary of that and have you on with us.
Yeah, I would be honored.
That is, well, all I can say to that is cowabunga. So we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. So Willow, I hope you're writing that down.
Absolutely.
Production notes for Sunday. It's fine. I'll have it up here in my noggin, and then eventually, once I get things going, I'll put it down on a sheet of paper. Oh, Johnny Cage with his one-liners. When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
Words of wisdom.
Jeez. Yes, it was.
Terry is asking how much luggage did Johnny lose? Well,
that's a great question.
Obviously, it's not important.
How much luggage did Johnny lose in the shooting of that movie? That is a great question.
I'm sure they pulled it back. Everybody pulled it back out, dried it off, and dumped it again. That's what we do.
Tossed it over there. Toss it to the side.
I wonder how many times they had to do that scene of him falling off the boat.
Oh man!
Isn't that like an Enter the Dragon, like homage to Enter the Dragon? Didn't they kind of do that with? He recently passed away. John Saxon's character in Enter the Dragon.
John Saxon. Yeah.
Yeah, he had all that luggage when he was going on Hans Island. He had all that luggage.
Oh, that's right.
Of course, he was on the run from the mob, but it's okay.
That's right. Oh my gosh!
And they came in on the same junk boat, like Shang Tsung's junk boat. Early days of Shang Tsung's junk boat.
Oh yeah. I need to sit down and rewatch that. Enter the Dragon. I got to rewatch that. More homework for me. Yeah, since summer is almost over and I got to go back to school within the next week or so, now I got fall reading and more movies to do, fall watching of film. So, a lot more things to keep myself busy over the course of time.
I love the techno music.
Mm-hmm. It's very good in the scene. Yep, Shang Tsung is about to bring in, Sub-Zero and the soldiers and welcome everybody to his mystical island. Such great acting by this guy.
He's a classic, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kerry Haruyuki Tagawa, I believe is how you pronounce it. I may be butchering that.
I loved him in that movie with Sean Connery, with the samurai movie. What was it called? Man.
Oh, man, what was that? That
the detective. Yeah, detective. Somebody out there will know. The detective movie with Sean Connery and Kerry.
Yeah.
Where he's on the run and they're going to try to solve the mystery.
Yeah, it's not coming to me. Darn it. Wish I knew. Caleb is excited for a certain scene to pop up in the movie. We're not quite there yet, Caleb. Gonna have to wait a little bit later for that scene to make its presence known.
I don't see any social distancing going on here.
Yeah, but a lot of them were wearing masks.
No, that's really a good point. You know,
That's the thing about this.
that
movie.
is a really
they
good
are
point.
social distance champions in
Well-
1995 for 2020.
Well, they're mask champions. You know, I mean,
Well, that's true,
Social-
Nick.
social distancing came later.
It's very true. It's a good point. Good
Plus,
point.
plus, I don't see them complaining about wearing a mask.
No, they're not.
You know what? Honest to God, anybody that has to work and wear a mask, you don't see complaining about wearing a mask.
No, right.
It's only when
I'm styling.
I was going to say
see-
it's only when Karen goes. It's only when Karen goes to Kmart,
Yeah,
and then it's a problem.
yeah.
That's true. Nice mask, by the way, Willow.
Thank you.
Thank you for
One of my
illustrating
friends
the
gave it
whole
to me the
mask
other
and
day
social
for our
distancing.
special trip to
Especially-
Walmart.
Especially if you're working on, like, if you're working on a set and they have to retouch something up with paint and they bring out the friggin' paint can or the friggin' spray gun. You gotta have a mask. You gotta have a mask.
But what's great is that we do go out with the mask, and it's like, hey, you guys just stand back a foot, and then we go away.
You gonna wear that for the duration of the show, Willow?
I'm gonna be taking it off right away.
All right.
It's a good look. It's a noob Saibot look. It's a noob Saibot look.
There you get. That's a fair point. Yes, it is. Oh boy. Goro lurking in the shadows.
The original Goro, when we made it, couldn't stand up by himself because
Oh,
he was
really?
just top heavy. We had to use either a piece of wood or a stick of pencil up his butt to keep
Oh,
him
wow.
like standing up. Like I had a tripod to him.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But he was made of clay and he was only like 8 inches. Like
Yeah, it's got 8 inches
tall.
high, so
so it's all right. He didn't complain too much. He didn't complain too much.
I was going to say, you know, a tripod up the ass
Oh, my word.
leaves a mark,
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
little uncomfortable.
Ryan, so
And
much
not-
for
and
your
not just a camera mark
PG-13
either.
show.
I know. No, it's all right. It's fine. It's the 25th anniversary of Mortal Kombat. We're celebrating it in our own special, unique way. It's all good, and we love hearing the stories of behind the scenes of whether it's making of the games or the making of the film, stuff like that. So, both to everybody out there, just feel free to share your stories, especially to our wonderful guests.
Can I ask you a question? Because I really don't know specifically how this works. To make the game compared to the movie, to make the game, you actually have all these these characters. You kind of film them in the moves that they're supposed to make. I don't understand quite how the concept goes.
Well, originally the concept we wanted it to. There was a game called Dragon's Lair.
Oh, Dragon's Lair, right?
So we wanted to have it look like an actual movie, like you're controlling an actual movie. But naturally, because they wouldn't give us the budget, we couldn't do that. So we filmed everyone, and then they tested them, and they're like, "Oh, it's too slow. The action's too slow." So we just started cutting frames to make the action a little faster. So in the end, it's all just videotape, but they're frames from the videotape.
Oh, so it was originally a videotape switching game.
Yeah, it was going to be. It was going to have that in there. It was going to be more like a live action game, like a
right.
a
So
live
you'd switch
person.
from one live action piece to another. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. But
That's very cool.
yeah, but that concept naturally at that time didn't support it, and then we got what we got. You know, with the the budget was really, really low.
And what did it turn out to be? The game. I mean, how was it construction?
Well, we did it in 8 months, and they told me that we were only going to do 200 games, and they pre-sold 10,000 games. Pre-sold.
Jeez.
So yeah. So in the end, I think they sold over a million, like a million games or something
That's
like that.
so cool.
Yeah, it was craziness.
Wow, fascinating stuff about,
But I think
putting together these games. That's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, but too, I think that's why it was successful because we didn't have any adults in the room.
Yeah.
So they would just let us. They would, and two, we didn't, because most of us didn't really work for the company. We didn't care what other people would say. Oh, you can't do this or that. They're like, oh, you can't do that because you work for the company. But I don't work for the company, so I could do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah. I'm not going to be working for the company.
You know. And then once they started seeing the quarters come in, they were like, oh no, you're just fine.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting what was it, Mick? You're getting some love in the chat here. Terry is saying when Mick knows, you know, he knows his stuff. And also the film that you were thinking of, Master Pesina, I believe it's Rising Sun, according to Caleb.
Caleb, thank you.
Rising Sun. So that was the movie we were trying to think of a few moments ago. But man, making these games and being on set, you know, you're wearing you're wearing the outfits, you're putting together the moves for certain characters and stuff. I must say, it must have felt really cool being able to play Johnny Cage with those shades and the just whole coolness of it and everything.
Yeah, you know what? It was just goofiness. I think it was more like just goofing around, like hamming it up, and just, you know, kept on. Because again, it wasn't like they were like, you know, Tobias wasn't like, oh, act like this. He would be like, okay, do something cool. Walk out, and do something cool, and then strike a fighting pose. Go. And then but the whole thing is like, just like in a movie, I did that like 30 times. Walk out and just do different things until something looked cool. And then we're like, okay, let's do it that way.
Right. That's, you have no idea how many times, you know, I've like had so many like explanations for why something is there, and then finally I go, nah, tear it out. We're gonna do this because it'd be cool.
Right?
You know, you don't really get a chance to explain it, right?
Right.
I mean, no, really, you don't get a chance to explain it. If it's cool, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, you can't just sit there and go and like the production designer, Mick Strawn was the production designer for on this film, except for on scene because he really didn't like that. But the right, you don't get to do that, you know. So when something's cool, you go, yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I just noticed in the game, Terry, the sunglasses cost $8.
That was a question. How much do the sunglasses cost within the video game realm?
Yeah, $8. $8.
8 smackaroonies. There you go. $8. All right, nice even number. Good amount for a pair of shades. I can dig it.
They don't have to actually work.
Oh, Caleb is giving Master Pesina some love in the chat here. He had listened to you talk about the game's origins for several hours. So cool.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, as we go throughout the course of the night and during the course of the film, you got any more stories you want to share with us, feel free to do so.
This is a great Predator cop, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's attacked by Predator! But that's not bad in another film!
Yep, he gets mace or whatever it was thrown in his face. Like, Lou, you okay? I think it's fine, Princess Kitana. Well, where is she? I don't know.
I have to blink.
Yeah, for those of you watching at home, we're about almost to the 36-minute mark in the film. We're at the scene where Johnny Cage, Sonya, and Liu Kang are investigating more about what's going on behind the scenes with Shang Tsung and his cronies. And they're about to come upon the dinner table that Kano was sitting at, eating that whatever that meal was, because it could giant turkey of some kind, and then we're gonna have the second appearance of a great theme song that we all know and love from Techno Syndrome, and it's a good fight scene too. So what the hey, I enjoy it. It's a nice, good little 60 seconds of the theme song.
And Caleb, actually, somebody sat on those glasses and broke them because we had them in the chair. We had them in the chair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
John put him on a chair in his office, and then he just left them there because we were done using them for a while. And then somebody came in and sat on them and crunched them, and they're gone.
Oh no!
Oh, that sucks.
That's a bummer. Gee whiz. Yep. This is a good motivational scene. If I'm upset, if I need to get into a fight with somebody, I'm like, yep, cue up the Techno Syndrome. All right, I'm ready to go.
The one scene in this fight that we did we actually did the one where he runs up and flips over himself and comes back down, right? We did him running up and flipping and landing back down again. We took it out of what it was there because they backed him into the corner and he pushed back out. And then we changed it so that he ran up the wall and did that.
Oh, okay.
We did a lot of these little inserts to hype this up because it was very flat.
Yeah, make it more dynamic.
Right. You know, it's because that's what it was. If you can imagine having watched through this film and gone, oh, sorry. Sorry, dozed off there. That's what it was like.
No, it's okay. It's all right. No worries.
Yeah, whatever.
I do have to say though, Bridget Wilson has like the best resting bitch face. Like she has like that look. Like even if she's not really doing much in the scene, you don't want to mess with her.
I heard she doesn't like. She never wanted to do any other movies. She just was like, okay, I'm done.
She made a few more movies after the events of Mortal Kombat, but after that she was finished and wrapped up her career pretty early on because she got married. She wanted to have a family and just take care of them. So that's what she ended up doing. So I think one of her last films was actually The Wedding Planner with J-Lo and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's right. She was in that.
In 2001, The Wedding Planner was. So yeah, that was one of her last gigs.
Well, maybe she'll be like Rick Moranis and come back to acting.
Maybe.
Hey,
get bored.
If she wants to make a cameo in the reboot of Mortal Kombat as a little wink to the fans of '95, that would be nice. If she wants, it's her choice. But
As a former champion, he has the right to do so. That is far more dangerous than Goro.
Christopher Lambert, you gotta love him.
Yeah, really. You gotta, all he has to be is Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
It's just one of those guys that comes out.
Yeah.
He could literally come out and go, I want toast on my cereal, and I want that cereal served to me in one of your finest dishes of the land.
Jeez.
And I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It could, yeah. Let's see here. Caleb has a thought on this. He says the fights feel so game accurate while still being cool as well as believable-ish within the film. Okay. Nice little feedback there, Caleb.
Yeah, it's what he expected. It's good. It's good to be not disappointed, and kind of get that feel. Not like the early Fantastic Four movie, where you're disappointed. Right?
I wish I had a reply for that.
Getting ready for one of the first fights of the tournament between Liu Kang and his opponent.
See, and oddly enough, this is actually one of the fights that I was talking about when I talked about when I talked about it is very much of the game, and doesn't transfer as well to film as some of the other fights that we did that were more made to be of the film. It's kind of a straight ahead fight.
Yep, yeah, it is.
Well, too, it's good that they did that later because it progressed. It kind of pulled the movie along.
Right.
Start like a straight up fight and then make it more.
We had actually thought about doing this fight again because we had a lot of characters in LA. We had actually thought about carrying this fight into the lake that was next to it.
Oh.
Right. And here's the thing: is right now it's right next to the water. Why didn't we go there at the time? Right. See, that's the kind of thinking that you're doing in a movie versus in a game. There's so many places that you would want to go. There's so many things that you would want to that would boost the dynamic to it.
Caleb is asking, who is this character that Liu Kang is supposed to be fighting in this scene? I know he has a name, I just can't think of the character name off the top of my head. Just can't think of it, but Caleb's wondering that.
Your soul is mine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually one of the first, I think it's one of the first lines we hear in the trailer for the movie from '95, so makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I think it was one of the last lines in the comic book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there is there a comic book adaptation of the movie?
No, that was after we were done with the video game. John and one of our other friends got to make a comic book out of our game, where you would send in. You actually had to send a stamped, self-addressed envelope along with $5 to Midway Games, and you got a comic book. I think they're pretty pricey right now. I think they're like $150 now. You pay $5,
Wow.
but now they're worth like $150. But a lot of the lines in the movie are and the lines we did in the game are
Sure.
are in that comic book. Like Your Soul Is Mine. We used to goof around too. A lot of people don't know that in the first game there was actually 2 Shang Tsungs.
Oh.
We shot Shang Tsung with a guy named, man, what was his name? Man, I forget. And then we did pickup shots with a guy with the original Liu Kang, Ho Sung Pak, and he dressed up as Shang Tsung.
Mhm.
But he was really, a lot of people don't know, he was the second Shang Tsung. Like if you look at the video game, some of the frames are the old Shang Tsung and some of the frames are Ho Sung. So, yeah.
Wow, it's too bad the comic is so pricey now because I'm a broke college kid. I don't have that much money left as it is because I've been spending it on so many other collectibles as of late because of the quarantine and the pandemic. I feel the need to collect more stuff.
It's okay, Ryan. I have my husband's credit card.
I may have to borrow it so I can get this comic book for
Hey,
Mortal Kombat because I love it so much.
Prove it and hold it up to the.
Do we have a number on that? Do we have a number? Do we can write
turn
down
it over. Yeah, turn it
here's
over.
my paper. Here's my paper right here, Willow. I have my paper right here. So, just give me the number and I'll write it down. Or you can just wait until we're done and we can do it backstage off camera. That's fine too.
We'll go on eBay.
Yes, we'll go on eBay and get the comic. Yeah, because now I really want this comic now. Gee whiz, now I got something more to shoot for.
Okay, and let me point out, if you do notice that the framing on this is almost exactly like the framing of the last fight.
Oh
Yeah.
I'm starting to notice that a little bit.
And here's the thing is that you also notice that even when we look back on him, right? It's almost like the same shot. It's like they could be intershot with each other, right? And this is what this film was all the way along before we started to mess with it.
Oh.
Now, I'm sure that the diehard fans of the game would have loved it. I don't think that it would have gotten as wide of a audience if we hadn't expanded it out.
Well, too, I think that expanding it out really helped pull the movie along.
Right.
So
Well,
otherwise it's kind of like you get.
Okay. Wait. We're getting close to the optical asshole. Okay. Okay, people.
Pay attention.
Pay attention here. Okay. Now, to save us from fighting an entire fight in this fucking grove of trees, Nick says we need an optical asshole and we need it quick.
Oh, jeez.
So,
How's that PG-13 show you were planning?
No, I wasn't sure where this was going to go, but it doesn't really matter now because we're just having too much fun tonight, and we love hearing
come on.
the stories that we're hearing from our esteemed guests. So no problems here.
okay, now. Ha!
Social
And by the way,
distancing fighting is awesome.
I'm always see. There was probably. I mean, in the theater, it felt like there was an hour of this, but no. Here we come, optical asshole! Ahoy! Ops! Woohoo!
Flawless victory.
Woohoo! No opticals in here except for when we blow his head off. This is all real. This is an entire boat load of bamboo. It's half.
Caleb says optical asshole to the rescue.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, it worked.
Okay.
It worked.
Now here's the great part, and this is I'm sure you just guys love this. Is do you know how there are these bodies that are wrapped around in here these are ladders that go to the bodies of their gods, right?
Yes. Yeah.
On all those bodies, there are 60 of those bodies out there, and what they are is they are X-rated dolls because they were light and you could blow them up. And what we did is we then wrapped them with bandages, right? Cobweb the hell out of them and turned their faces away from the camera. If you looked from the other side and looked back, all you could see is.
Which amazes me that you guys got it had brought those for this film because those things are freaking expensive, and I could just imagine
back then they were $30 a piece.
Wow.
Oh, $30. Okay.
Well, the thing is they were $30 a piece, and every
they weren't realistic then.
Every place only had like 3 or 4, right? And so then you had to go so we had to have PAs for 3 days shop at every X-rated store in LA.
Jeez.
I would really like
to be the
Jim for that conversation.
Oh my God. Could I have all of your all of your blow up burger system?
Everything you have in stock. Can we have it?
Yeah. Terry, you are correct. It beats grave robbing.
Yes. For a living, yes.
Yeah, I see it now.
Really
Terry
good,
says, beats robbing graves, but yeah,
so
it does.
Here we go. Here's the big trigger. Oh, this was figured out. Everything is just steel wrapped with bamboo, right?
Look at this.
For that fall.
Isn't
that fall great?
Yeah.
Isn't that fall great?
Man, he must have gone down like 3 or 4 floors.
No, these falls were huge. Yeah. We had 130 feet. We were 130 feet wide and 130 feet high. I mean, it was huge. It was huge.
Caleb is asking, are you saying that the outworld is populated by sex dolls, Caleb? Caleb is asking the question.
Wait, you didn't know that? That's a question?
You're not a true fan. You're not a true fan if you don't know that fact.
But here's the best shot of the whole show is this blade shot, right?
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
breathe fire. Pick up the spear, Johnny.
Hey, I'm gonna pick up the spear and hit the dummy with the spear.
Throw it. Eric, and he's bleeding off the arm there. Yeah.
I love the cut.
Oh, look at this. Jeez.
I love the
half a skull. That's a lot of blood.
Could you imagine a Quentin Tarantino film shot this movie?
It would be a totally different movie than it was back in '95. That's for sure.
I love the arguments about whether we were really going to throw the photograph in because I mean they were like, and then you're going to throw the photograph in. No, I'm not going to do that. You know what? This set is amazing, and you're going to throw that photo in, and the photo works, right? Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's that cheesy little element that everybody needs in their life, but come on.
Yep.
But I mean, it wouldn't be Mortal Kombat if it wasn't for those special moves, though. I
liked it. When you finish a fight, you win it pretty well, and then you throw them an autographed picture. It's like, yep, here you go, pal. That's cool stuff. Cool little ending to a fight scene. Sprinkle in a little thing now and then.
That's right. Yeah.
So we are at the scene where Liu Kang is about to go up against his next opponent. In this case, it's Princess Kitana. Will you give it a break? She's 10,000 years old.
Her skin looks good.
Could have fooled me, Talisa Soto. You don't look a day over 25 in this scene.
All of your heart, there is no hope. What do you care if I win or lose?
She isn't exactly what you would call a fast fighter.
Eh.
You know, it's almost like you wanted them to like undercrank this, you know, so that it really moved at its speed, right?
Yeah, that would have been better. Yeah.
Now,
It
Caleb's
would've.
wondering how did Johnny Cage get back from Scorpion's lair? That always bothered him, according to Caleb.
Because Scorpion was afraid he'd take over, so he sent them back.
Well, you know what? If you have to optical asshole to get in, you're going to have to optically vomit to get out.
You're gonna need another one to get out.
The other way.
There's two of them.
Usually it goes one way, right?
Yeah, well,
yeah. It goes one way.
All rules are off.
Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. We're about 53 minutes into the film. Our next fight will be Liu Kang versus Sub-Zero. And someone named Raiden makes an appearance with the cloak and dagger routine, bringing in the water.
Maybe it's whiskey.
Never know.
Don't feed them after midnight and don't get them wet. Wait, wrong
Right.
movie.
No, it's a bar. It's 2:10 in a bar. You don't have to you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Stay here.
Yeah, right.
Here comes the retro music.
See, here's the thing: is if you hadn't had the breakup of that scene with the Scorpion's lair, which was this big, huge weirdness, this scene would have once again had a lot of the same elements. See what I'm saying? This is what I saw the first time all the way through. Is always seeing just two guys fighting in front of me.
Yeah.
Caleb with some humor here. He says whiskey wouldn't have frozen in a icicle lane though, or lance though. Jeez.
Wow, we're bringing logic into this. Okay.
Yeah, Caleb likes to do that sometimes. So.
Ooh, you know.
I don't know. I don't know if technically that's true because I know I stopped back buying Maker's Mark because they started watering down their whiskey. So maybe he was drinking Maker's Mark that year.
You don't know. You don't know.
Maybe.
Possibly. Not sure.
Use the element which brings life.
Oh, getting ready to Hadouken.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
wrong reference.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's trying to put together his powers so that he could potentially win the fight, but I don't think that's going to happen. Whoa.
Whoa!
Goes right into the statue. Statue, I think, is a gargoyle.
Yeah.
Terry says this fight always got to me. How did it end in a no contest between Liu Kang and Sub-Zero?
What, did he have a big hole in the frozen in the center of his?
The perfect weapon.
Oh yeah. I'll get it. Yeah,
That's
got
what
to
he was
me.
saying.
I see. Got to me. Yeah.
These humans winning up.
Jeez. Big vocal voice. Is it time?
See, I hate to
feel like
say,
this-
but we did this too.
Yeah. Was it the same five guys though in every shot?
It was literally
Probably.
whoever was standing around.
Hey,
Was
you.
ever-
You
Suit up.
come here.
Yeah.
Oh, Art. I I think I'm saying this name right. Artleen is the name of his character. Artleen in this one, going up against Goro. I think that's how you say it. Hope I'm not mispronouncing that. On a quick side note, two things. One, we are about 57 minutes, 30 seconds into the film at the scene where Goro goes against Arlene in this part. And also, we were talking about Ernie Reyes Jr. a little earlier on. Ernie Reyes Jr. recently made an appearance on, I believe it's not Paige Turk. Oh man, the name's escaping me. Why is that? The original April O'Neil, who played the
Paige
character.
Turkel.
Yeah. In the original Judith Hogue. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. Judith Hogue. She played April O'Neil in the original Ninja Turtles movie. That movie is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. So with that being said, she went out and got the cast and crew together to do a reunion panel and get everyone to share some stories, answer some questions. So if you're looking for a most recent appearance by Ernie Reyes Jr., even though it's through cyberspace, through our good friends on YouTube, feel free to look up Judith Hogue's interview with Ernie Reyes Jr. And I believe, did you mention the other name, Master Pesina?
I thought it
the other person?
Paige Turkel, right?
It may have been, yeah. I think I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, those two were on with Judith Hogue, so feel free to check that out when you have an opportunity. It was a really good video, and it was a good interview, and it's always a pleasure to see Ernie Reyes Jr. and company on YouTube and celebrating the anniversary of one of my favorite films growing up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, nothing wrong with that.
Those damn turtles.
Well, Johnny Cage gave him simple advice, in and out, man, but he didn't listen, so now he's getting pounded.
Yep.
Finish him. Finish him.
Oh.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, he's not getting up.
No round 2 for him.
You were saying, Willow?
I don't know if the animation for Goro holds up. It definitely looks a bit dated. But...
Yeah, but you're breaking our hearts now. You're breaking our hearts.
Wow, that was so negative.
Yeah, Willow. Willow.
People worked really hard on that suit, or
You know how many sex dolls were sacrificed for this movie?
Really?
Have some heart. Have a soul.
Really?
Have a soul.
You know what? He said nice things about you.
Oh, jeez.
I'll just sit back and shut up.
No more words from you for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Permanently mute my mic.
Yeah, you're no longer the co-host of this show. No, it's all right. You're still here. We still love you, Willow.
Yeah.
One thing can defeat you. Your own fear. So who says we're afraid?
Oh. Terry giving Sonia some love here. He says that was a great no from Sonia in that scene. But Johnny Cage said it too.
Yeah, but that doesn't hold the same kind of value.
Yeah, you're probably right. No.
He sounds whiny. He sounds whiny.
After that photograph, he's lost all credibility.
Oh. So after the scene with Scorpion, it's like, nope, no more credibility there, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch.
Yeah, there goes that. I know this was several years ago, but someone went through all the trouble of taking every single no that's ever been said in film and put it in one big compilation video on YouTube. It's like 15, 20 minutes long. It's pretty insane.
No.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, I'm dead serious. Someone took all the clips of everyone saying the word
People
no
have,
and
like-
Not-
put them together in one
People
big
need
video.
a job.
No, they didn't, because they missed mix no.
They missed that one. They missed that one. No.
So they got to start all over. No. There's two of them. Yeah.
Okay, they got
What?
they got 1 million, but they forgot 1 million and one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
1,000,001. Jeez.
Yeah. Sorry, Mick.
That's you know what? It's like if Yoko Ono had done that, it would have been all the yeses.
Jeez.
I'm just saying. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? To go through all that trouble for all that negativity. I don't know. I don't know what this world's coming to.
It's lost. It's lost.
You're right. I have no clue.
By the way, I have to say that oh, it's great. I forget his Robin was a great guy to work with. He's
Robin
really
Chow.
sharp. Robin Chow and I had to work together and work through that whole scene and stuff. And it's funny. At first, he didn't completely understand what I was getting to because it's a rarity. He was actually more used to Hong Kong filmmaking and working with everything that existed, and he'd do the same thing as I was saying to do, but in a location somewhere, right? Like climbing up the side of a building and doing a fight while somebody's climbing up the other side of a building and they're fighting each other as they go, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
That's the kind of thing that he understood. He just didn't understand. It took us a while to get across that I was trying to have him make a sequence, and then we would build that sequence into a set, and then build the set around it. We would build it as a metal scaffold, right?
Yeah.
It took him a while before he understood, and finally we finally got through it, and then got it, and he rehearsed on it, and then after they had rehearsed it and the trip with the big piece coming down and all the rest of that, then it just went like clockwork. It really did.
Wow. That's awesome.
But
That's
Once
really
the creative flow is going, everybody.
yeah, well, once you
click, yeah,
and once you get what your method is going to be, how you're going to decide how to decide,
yeah.
we don't need all this fussing and a feuding. But of course, this was before Facebook, so fussing and feuding had hardly been as exact a science as it is now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For sure. That's really cool about working with Robin Chow. It does take an entire team to make a film, to put a film together and a video games and all this other stuff to put together. So it takes teamwork to make the dream work, which is very true. On any set that you're on, it's very true.
Yeah.
If you said that on a set, they would kill you.
Yeah.
They would never even find your body. I mean, it would just be, you know what? From that point on, you would be a transportation problem.
I heard it somewhere. And I'm just trying to be encouraging, but maybe I'm doing it
Well,
the wrong
believe me, that guy isn't alive anymore.
way. Yeah, I probably did it the wrong way. My bad.
Yeah.
It's okay, Ryan. You'd still be a shoo-in for a manager position at Starbucks.
Yeah. Looking forward to that next week when I go back into work. No, I'm kidding. I currently do not work for Starbucks. I do not.
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Man, you'd
I
be
keep trying
jacked.
to recruit him, but he's
Well, yeah, ooh, you'd be
You'd be jacked. Yeah, all the time. You'd be like friggin' on fire. Couldn't get to sleep. All that caffeine. Holy cow.
It's funny. I don't drink coffee at all because I just wake up every day with a ton of energy in my system. I'm just ready to go. So I just come by it naturally, I guess. So much for those nice looking sunglasses, though.
Oh man, my shades.
Which I'm sure those shades costed maybe $1.
Yeah, because he says in the movie $500, but in reality, while you're working on set, how much were those sunglasses? I wonder.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, probably
I'm
99
sure,
cents.
Yeah.
So he bought them at a gas station.
At a
You know
7-Eleven
what?
somewhere.
The chances are they just took a picture of him on set wearing them and sent them to the promotions house as, hey, these are the sunglasses that we're going to use, and they sent him probably 200 pairs for free. And they were the good ones, and they still only cost 99 cents to make.
Let me see. Terry says Johnny Cage's fights definitely cover the most ground being fought on. Interesting.
Well, yeah, Goro's huge. He's chasing you around.
Oh, yeah. Very true. Goes into the cave or the passageway to somewhere else.
Another sphincter to nowhere. Now, every time I see that effect in all those retro movies, that's what I'm going to think of. That's what I'm going to think of.
There you go.
Enter the asshole.
Optical asshole.
Yeah. No, it's no longer Twilight Zone.
Well, you know what?
Enter the optical asshole.
I knew an optical asshole who pointed out my first optical asshole.
What? Oh, jeez. Oh, man. What is it? Backtracking just a few seconds here. Terry says, I remember watching this as a kid, that punch where Johnny punches Goro in the nuts. He says, all 5 of us watching in the room just wince. There you go, Terry.
Dumb question. Was that something that you actually planned, Master Pesina? Was that cock shot?
Actually, it was like
That's actually a good question.
Because originally, after they said no to the first Mortal Kombat, they dropped the Mortal Kombat idea to do a game with Jean-Claude Van Damme, like a mainstream game.
Yeah.
So when that fell through, that was Ed Boon's idea. So it fell through, and Ed was like, man, I want to make fun of this guy for saying no to me. So we started making jokes, and that was like one of the parodies we made out of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And originally I was like, no, but they bribed me with pizza. They knew John knew
naturally.
With food. They weren't actually buying us food on the set, God forbid.
How to convince people to do a job? Buy pizza.
Yeah.
Lots of pizza. I'm curious though, how many sets of leaves were dropping from the set during this scene, Mick? Did you guys have like bags and bags and bags of leaves just dropping on the characters?
Actually, this may sound funny, but there are devices that are these really long tubes that roll like a huge bingo chute, right?
Oh.
And it rolls, and it's lace or like chicken wire kind of thing. And as you spin it, it lets leaves come through evenly.
Oh.
I know. Why?
Interesting.
It's
movie magic.
It's the same thing that they use to make snow.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. This is Outworld, huh? Yeah. Looks pretty dark. Looks like you can get killed in less than 2 seconds, but yeah.
It's actually in Fontana.
Oh, is it?
It was built on the old steel mill.
Wow.
Yep.
That is some cool
stuff. The old
stuff.
Fontana, the old Kaiser steel mill had this huge run that was just nothing but retorts on one side. And that's where they filmed those walking scenes.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
That's right there. That's what you're looking at right there.
Ah. Terry with some funny banter. Looks like a nice, safe neighborhood, Outworld. Probably not Terry, but
Kind of reminds me of downtown Winnipeg.
whoa, Winnipeg and Canada. Good lord.
What are you doing?
Here comes one of our favorite fight scenes. Got to get the CGI reptile first, though. This was a really interesting. This is a cool way to bring Reptile alive. And
Yeah.
his, his
I
fighting
think so.
human form.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah,
Red,
it really
red
is.
eyes. Yep, hear the
Kind of,
announcer.
reminiscent
Reptile.
of Friday the 13th film. The Resurrection of Jason.
Oh, Friday the 13th. Yeah. Good music too during this fight scene.
Yes.
Man, Reptile and Liu Kang just going at it. Who
Hey
got the
guys, I have to break up the party. I have to be pushing along.
Oh,
You guys enjoy it, and we'll hook up next time.
see you later,
Oh, okay,
bud.
well, thank you very much for being with us, Mr.
Yeah,
Pesina.
thanks,
We wish
thanks.
you well, and we'll be
Thanks,
in touch.
take it
soon.
easy.
Take it easy. We'll talk.
Yep.
We seem to get caught in these things all the time. Bye.
Thank you
Have
for
a good
being
night,
with
guys.
us, sir.
Bye, man.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Yeah, have a good night, Master Pesina. Oh man, that's all right.
Oh, that's weird. All right.
You gotta go. You gotta go. So I believe, if I'm not, I may be wrong about this, but I'm just, what? I'll just ask. See, there's the spinning thing that you're referring
this is the
to.
spinning thing. This whole sequence has been on my set.
Oh wow. Yeah, that was a good kick by Liu Kang too, by using that piece of his
Right.
environment to his advantage against Reptile.
Right. That's what we were doing here. Is we were doing movement, and see, the thing is going around and interfering and being used for its devices. Could have been kicked. Could have been lit a little bit better. But it's like I say, we were out at Kaiser, the old steel mill, filming all that out there, and then come through the wall, and we come into this set.
Oh, okay. Who of the actors was Robin or maybe one of the others the one that got the most cuts, bruises, and maybe potential injuries while shooting the movie on
Yeah,
set? I heard Robin got a lot of cuts.
It was
and bruises.
Robin, yeah, for sure. Robin
I heard
was
when he gets shoved into that pillar by Reptile in the early part of the fight. I heard that was like
Right.
a real injury.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
well, you get injured in these things, man. It's just part of being in this.
Yeah.
See, we also had the camera doing the spin, if you noticed that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bring on the Worm Wrangler!
Gee whiz. Oh no, you don't.
Well done. You're finally learning, Liu Kang.
Yeah. You're finally learning, young.
Finally learning.
Talisa Soto, she was in 2 movies I remember her being in. She was in, I believe it was it License to Kill with Timothy Dalton, the James Bond movie. She was in that in 1989.
Was the rightful ruler of
And then unfortunately, she was in a movie that has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I kind of feel bad for this because I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for this movie. I understand why people hate it so much, but I also kind of like it. And that would be the film called Ballistic, X vs. Sever, with Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu. And Talisa Soto plays Antonio Banderas' ex-wife in the movie. That was one of her last appearances. I think that may have been her last movie, and it was in 2002, maybe?
She just
So-
quit?
She either quit or she just took a long break and then did something else for a while. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I wish she would have done more. I think Talisa Soto is. I mean, she's beautiful, yes, but I would have liked to have seen her act in other movies.
Well, there you go.
Space yourself.
Same thing with Bridget Wilson. Would have liked to have seen more from
Yeah.
her, but hey, motherhood was calling, and she wanted to take that time to be with her family, so we get it.
Totally. Now,
I love this shot though. With
Just
the
circles up
with
into the
power.
dungeon.
right, this shot, we knew that this was the shot that was bridging everything that we were doing. So from the very beginning of being in that long trench to then breaking through the wall,
Mhm.
that was all reshot. That was all our set of shots on through, and this was the bridge on the other side. In other words, as soon as we got onto that one shot of going up the circle, because I kept seeing that shot going up the circle, we got to get to here. Okay, guys, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and we got him there. We did.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder, just by any chance, do you know how many extras worked on this film?
I don't know. You have to consider that they were. I think that we had about 30 in the stuff that we were doing. I know out. Most of them were actually out in Fontana, and that's about the number.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
it. The rest of it, hard to tell.
Nah, it's fair. Just throwing that out there. Just wondering.
My friends will come for me.
Hoping against hope.
Man, changed your outfit, changed your hairdo, and everything.
Well, hello,
I know. I mean,
girls got to be a girl.
yeah, got to get ready to potentially fight Shang Tsung. So, got to change combatant outfits.
I mean, they couldn't exactly rip off the slave Leia costume.
They couldn't flash back to 1983.
I'm sure that was on.
That was
everybody's
popular.
mind over that.
Yeah,
Because-
83 was a
Because that was popular and that was a good look. It was.
especially in the 80s. Absolutely, it was.
I'm pretty sure Bridget Wilson would have been like, no. With a few more F-bombs.
Hmm.
You speak to me with treachery.
Treachery.
For all time.
Let's see, where are we? Yep, about an hour, 20 minutes into the film. For those of you who are watching at home and you're watching through a streaming service or your Blu-ray player, hope you're enjoying watching the film with us. I hope you are enjoying having a good time with us, putting your thoughts about the movie, favorite moments, and things like that, or questions for the panel, questions for our guests in the comment section below. Thank you for doing so. We appreciate all of you who are tuning in tonight and sharing this video.
That has been a special message brought to you by YouTube.
It's the host in me. I just have
Yeah,
these
yeah. What the hell is
automatics that kick in.
that all
Yeah.
about? Jeez.
I've been doing. Oh my gosh, how long have I been doing podcasts? I've been doing podcasts for over 13 years. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, long time.
Nice dress.
Did you know that I've been apparently peddling Willow's Pillow Talk since 2006?
Oh my gosh, really? Okay.
Whoa.
One of my old producers kept brought it up to me the other day. I was just like, oh, holy crap.
Interesting. There's your classic theme song. It's a really good set to fight on.
This is such a classic. It's such a classic game theme. You know, it's got that
Oh yeah.
repetition and
Oh, absolutely.
it makes for a good basic loop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a go-to.
Yeah.
Go to. I'm sorry. Was I cynicaling? I was cynicaling.
What's that sound?
Some small shine, some swallow.
Aren't we all supposed to be drinking?
Well, yeah, you're probably right. I just don't have a drink on me. I know Willow does, but I mean, Willow's got some liquid courage. I'm not sure what her poison is of tonight. But...
I'm really bad at, eating drinks or food on camera, and I apologize.
All good. I mean, I ate dinner before I came on camera, so it's all different schedules.
I am one of those people that will actually bring food. It will have food in my purse.
Oh my gosh.
I'll just randomly bring out a chocolate bar or something.
Oh, that's
really?
Perfect.
Kind of reminds me of that episode of. Granted, this is a bit off topic, but there's a sitcom in the '90s called Seinfeld, and there was an episode where Jerry says, "Nah, she keeps Entenmann's donuts in her purse."
Right.
So,
I would be Elaine.
Yeah, not the first person I've heard that says, "Hey, I carry certain food items in my purse."
Proudly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, proudly. I almost forgot about that, but yes.
I just like food.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that. Jeez.
My son is that guy that goes to the movies and has virtually, he's got 2 beers and, Skittles, every kind of Reese's you can imagine, all in different pockets and stuff,
Eh? He's so good with this voice. Oh my gosh. So good. So
promises.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Feelings. Nothing more than feelings.
Yeah.
Trying to forget you. Feelings of love.
Face your worst fear.
I'm not afraid of my destiny. Face it.
So how many, not days, but how many weeks or months were you on set for the making of this movie?
Oh, for our segment of it? Ugh. Our segment of it probably filmed for 2 weeks, and it was probably a 2-month or 3-month prep. In fact, it was a 3-month prep for sure because it took us 2 weeks. The first week we solidified the idea for the main big set. And then it took us another 2 weeks to set up the steel and rehearse with it, and then we had a couple of months of building over it with the bamboo and so forth. And at the same time, we had the other set going, and we were dressing and putting pieces out in Fontana. So it was the busy time.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Every man is responsible for his own destiny.
3 months and 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Altogether.
3 months, 3 months, 2 weeks. All right. Gotcha.
The last 2 weeks was the filming.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
3 months of just prep. Well, you can imagine for something like this, it's a lot of prep.
Yeah, definitely. Any type of scene or any type of thing you're doing with characters does take time to storyboard and prep for and get the shooting schedule ready for it. So yeah, it does take time.
Well, yeah, and you have to build the scenery because other than Fontana looked great because there was in the process of tearing down that enormous wall, which was just a godsend, If it weren't for that, it would have been a lot more, but we would have figured something out, But we were trying to kind of give it a look that was somewhat similar to the long wall shots that they had in uh, on location.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We also built a lot of torches because who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to budgeting for your movie sets, do you ever, get the budget from your producers and kind of laugh because you know you're going to go over?
Wow, that's the entire history of my career. You can't. Yeah, that's it. That's such a loaded question. You want to go over budget, but because the thing is no matter what they say, they do want it to look great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the opposite of that would be working on a TV movie, and TV movies used to be a completely different thing. Is because you're just the wasteland in between commercials. So it's but movies is the better that you do. So if you're going to go over budget, you better look freaking good.
Yeah.
And I look good a lot of times.
Yeah.
I think on this case,
Flawless victory.
woohoo!
There you go. Oh, Terry wants to know what happens to those sets that you put together when you finish up.
Usually you tear them down and you send them to the dump because it costs so much to keep them. Actually, there's a company that kind of does a specialty called Western Scenery, and Western Scenery kind of stores them for you until you release them, and then they dump them for you.
Oh wow!
And releasing them kind of happens after everything, after the movie is done and in the theaters. Then you release it because you're not going to do any reshoots or anything like that.
Yeah.
There used to be companies that would in Western was one of them, but there used to be companies that would just take the sets and you could rent certain pieces, but as you took them down there, they would just take them and run them through a chipper.
Oh.
If you knew that you weren't going to use those pieces again, there was just a huge pile by the dump, and they would run them through a chipper, and the chipper, most of those sets wound up in people's front yards as mulch.
Oh my goodness.
Interesting.
My goodness. I believe Terry says that he has seen a couple places over in Australia that were giving their sets away, provided that someone could actually pick them up.
Yeah, that's the thing. The biggest problem is to get rid of things, especially in LA. LA is a specific case because it's a business, and the number of set pieces that we use and once you use it, you don't have a place to put it. I mean, why would you do that, right?
Yeah.
So mostly, you'll have some set pieces that you maybe rented, and maybe some of them you'll give to certain prop houses and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's the wood chipper goes.
And
if you can give them to a friend, you will, but can't always do that either. There's an awful lot of stuff coming down. It's like you would say to yourself, maybe Goodwill would take them. Goodwill won't take shit.
Oh boy.
No.
Let's see what we are up. And ladies and gentlemen, thus endeth the film known as Mortal Kombat. You can hit pause, you can hit stop on your streaming service or your Blu-ray player, however you want to do it. The movie has come to a close. We want to take this opportunity to thank every single person who tuned in tonight. Definitely our special guests, Mick Strawn, Master Pesina. Thank you so much for being with us, taking the
You
time
guys are
out
welcome.
to share your stories with us, be with us, interact with our viewers in the chat. Terry was about to say in Northern Ireland, he thinks most sets are stored for the time being anyways, such as Game of Thrones, maybe some other sets out there, etc. You know, all I know about Game of Thrones is that it's a show where a lot of people die.
There you
That's
go.
all I know about GOT. Just saying, Terry. Just saying.
Well,
But,
that's not L.A. Ireland is not
no.
L.A.
Nope, that's very true. It is not. It's two different places for sure.
Can
But
I throw a quick promo out here?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sure.
I have a book about Nightmare on Elm Street 4. It's called Behind the Screams. It has all kinds of lunatic stories from the making of Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And if you get a hold of me, I will get you one. They cost a fortune, but at least I will sign it for you and insult you to the best of my ability. So you get two things there. You get the book and you get the insult. It's going to cost you $40, but boy, it is really well worth it. There's all kinds of great stories. I mean, come on. Do I tell a great story? You know it. Anyway, it says great stories and it has great photographs and drawings and all kinds of crap. It's a pretty book. It's such a great book. It should be back on the back of everybody's shitter. So just get a hold of me on Facebook and messenger me.
Absolutely.
And
okay,
this has been a blast.
That was actually going to be my question was going to be, where can the good people of the interwebs find you online and all the projects that you got coming down the line? And there you go, you got the book coming out. Exactly.
Sorry.
No, it's great. We love the theme song and we love music around here. That's not necessarily a secret around here. Who doesn't like music?
Who doesn't like music?
Who doesn't like music? But yeah, no. But seriously, unfortunately, he had to leave earlier tonight. But I do want to give a shout out to Master Pesina. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
being
buddy.
with us.
Thanks, Master Pesina. You know I love you, man.
Taking the time out to share your stories with us and all the other things that you've done with the past, whether it be for the Mortal Kombat series or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all that good stuff. We look forward to having Master Pesina on another show here on Nerd Culture. And once again, thank you all for being here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow us there at It's Nerd Culture for all our latest videos, all our latest projects that we have coming your way very, very soon. And yes, if you're wondering, is Ryan and his crew going to do more live watch-alongs and have fun with it? Yes, we are. We got a lot more movies in the pipeline. They're going to be celebrating anniversaries later on this year, such as, I don't know, Toy Story is celebrating its 25th birthday in November. Tron Legacy is celebrating its 10th birthday in December. So that's going to be a great Christmas present for all you fans of The Grid out there. And by the way, hashtag Tron lives. He does live. Just saying. But yeah, in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Check out my podcast. It's called The Nerdcast, where I talk about movies past and the present. I review movies. It's on Anchor, Google, and Spotify, and wherever you download your podcast, you can find me there. We're not going to leave our friends to the great white north empty-handed. Willow, where can the great people of this world find you on the interwebs and all the projects you got coming down the line?
You can catch me every Saturday. And now that I have Saturdays off, you can catch me every Saturday on Reels and Heels. I have my own show, Willow's Pillow Talk, that I just do randomly whenever I have a chance to. So catch me on my personal page, or you can look up Skylar Productions and like that page. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Willow Skylar. I'm the social media social butterfly, so I'm everywhere. You can also find me on YouTube.
Okay, guys. It's been a blast. It really has.
Thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We look forward to having you on again somewhere in the near future. We really appreciate it. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching with us tonight. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget, stay healthy, stay safe, stay strong. We're going to make it through this together and watch movies. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Bye, guys.